Hello everyone, my name is Disguised Toast, and today we'll be reviewing every single card from the new Hearthstone expansion, Rastakhan's Rumble.
Ha, this guy's toast.
So, how this will work is that we're gonna give each card a rating between 1 and 100. Most card reviewers, they might rate it out of 5, rate it out of 10, but on the Disguised Toast channel, we're 10 times better than everyone else. So we rated 1 out of 100. Let's start off with Druid cards. So first off, we have the legendary Loa, Gonk the Raptor. 7 mana, 4/9. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, it may attack again. You essentially use this card with stuff like Claw, Pounce, the new card, Malfurion Hero Power. Maybe you stole a weapon from someone else, played Blingtron, and you got a Gorehowl. Congratulations. It's pretty bad, huh? Oh, you know what's the dream scenario? Your opponent has 5 1 health minion. You have Twig of the World Tree, you play Gonk, and you go like bonk, 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 bonk. And you got 10 mana. This card, it's got potential. Now this card is garbage. I would give it a solid 5 out of 100. Thank you. Next. 7 mana, 7/7. Ironhide Direhorn. Overkill. Summon a 5/5 Ironhide Runt. Not a terrible card to see in Constructed. Not something you would put in your deck though. I mean, if you randomly got this through like Evolve, you'd be pretty happy with it. But you would never play this in Constructed. I'll give this a solid 6 out of 100. No. 12 out of 100. Let's double the score. 12.5. 12.5. Final answer. Mark up the Loa. 4 mana. Choose one. Give a minion +2/+4 and taunt. Or summon 2 3/2 raptors. 2 Call of the Wild on 1 card. A very overcosted buff, 2/+4 and taunt. That's closer to a 3 mana buff. Bad. Let's give it a 10 out of 100. Here we have Pounce. Good synergy with the Loa legendary we just saw. Effects a little underwhelming, but 0 mana cards are never bad. They always have the potential to be good because of spell synergy. You wouldn't put this in, the typical Druid deck. But maybe some kind of meme draw auctioneer deck could get you there. 30 out of 100. Over here we have Predatory Instinct. 4 mana. Draw a beast from your deck, double its health. Let's look at the beasts that are good with this. Witchwood Grizzly, not bad. Hadronox, even though you want your Hadronox to die, Predatory Instinct can hit it, right? Because Hadronox is a beast. The new legendary Undasta, which many are considering to be a great card, is also a beast. So you got a few options. But it does feel like Juicy Psych Melon outclasses it in almost every single way. This is Druid we're talking about. If Druid is going to draw cards, they got to draw at least 4 cards. Okay, it doesn't make sense for Druid to draw just 1 card for a card. That's not what Druids do. So, I like being able to target a Witchwood Grizzly, but you're essentially paying 4 mana to double Witchwood Grizzly's health. It does cycle itself, but it's just outclassed by Juicy Psych Melon. 10.01 out of 100. Savage Striker, 2 mana, 2/3. Battlecry, deal damage to an enemy minion equal to your hero's attack. Great synergy with Pounce, very cheap. 0 mana Pounce, and then play this as a 2/2/3 with a 2 damage Battlecry, but that's a 2 card cost, even though you can't attack. Neat idea, vanilla stats, not good enough for Constructed. 11 out of 100. Next. Spirit of the Raptor, 1 mana, 0/3. Stealth for 1 turn. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, draw a card. That just doesn't feel like it'll happen too often. Could you play this in Token Druid? 1 mana, 0/3 with stealth that you can guarantee to stay alive? Probably not. Not good. Druids are really getting some weak cards this expansion. 7 out of 10 times 10. So 100. 7 out of 100. Stampeding Roar, 6 mana. Summon a random beast from your hand and give it a rush. It is a tempo advantage, especially if you hit it on guys like Hadronox, Tarantus, Undasta, which is really nice, Giant Anaconda, and it is a card disadvantage, which is fine since you're Druid. You're drawing like hundreds of cards anyway. With Ultimate Infestation and Juicy Psych Melon, the only question is, are you gonna run that many beasts for this to be worth it? I don't think so. I don't think there's enough beast currently available to justify Stampeding Roar. So the potential is good, Before the next expansion, 15 out of 100. 15 out of 100. 5 mana 4/4 Tree Speaker, Battle Cry. Transform your treants into 5/5 Ancients. Also known as transform your Druid deck into garbage. Treant synergy is not good. It also has anti-synergy with the other Treant synergy cards, like Dendrologist. 1 out of 100. There's no potential for this to be good, right? Nah, I'm good. I should be fine. Next up, War Druid Lodi, 3 mana 1/2. So all 4 options are pretty decent, nothing too overpowered. That makes War Druid very flexible. But because Oaken Summon is a thing, and Oaken Summons is very popular, in the current environment, I'll give this a solid 70 out of 100. And that's gonna do it for the Druids. As you saw, a lot of weird synergy cards, mostly regarding attack. There's the Treant one, and then Beast. No cards that really stand out as good on itself, besides War Druid Lodi. But you have to remember that the existing Druid options are still insanely strong, so they can just rely on their current set of cards to win. Overall Druid impression, 13 out of 100. Good setup for the future, Beast related synergy, but as for now, there's hope that Druid won't dominate the scene. Master's Call, 3 mana. Discover a minion in your deck. If all 3 are Beast, draw them all. It should be noted that it will always draw the cards. So if you have 1 Beast and 2 non-Beast, if you pick one, it still puts it from your deck into your hand. So it's not a way to cheese out double Kaliseth. So obviously this card works really well in decks running nothing but Beast. Now, does such a thing exist right now? Secret Hunter runs essentially no minions besides Subject 9, which is a Beast. So you can potentially make a really strong mid-range hunter with secrets. Dire Maul, Crackling Razor Maw, Bear Shark sets up the future too as well. So I'm gonna give this card a rating of 75. Jebaited Arrow, 5 mana, deal 3 damage, overkill, summon a 5/5 Devilsaur. Many compare this to a Bane of Doom. Another way to look at it is a 5 mana, 5/5, deal 2 damage. The requirement is very annoying to pull off. And even in the situation where you hit it, like you hit a 2 health minion, you summon a 5/5 or 5 mana, it's still relatively underwhelming. 2 out of 100. Ooh! The recently revealed Halazi, the Lynx, 5 mana 3/2. Fill your hand with 1/1 Lynxes that have rush. You play Master's Call, you play Halazi, you play Subject 9, and you have all these beasts that are such power plays, you know? Subject 9 gives you up to 5 secrets. Halazi gives you a huge amount of Lynxes, and you can almost insta-complete your quest the next turn. Synergy with Toxmonger too. Big fan. Enables a lot of possibilities. 95 out of 100. 2 mana 2/2 Battlecry. If you control a beast, gain +1 durability. So if you have a beast on board, this doesn't compete with Candle Shot enough. So you have Candle Shot the 1 and Eagle Horn Bow at the 3 for your secrets. This is just the middleman, the middle stepchild that no one loves. 8 out of 100. Alright, Revenge of the Wild. A lot of people are seeing huge potential. Great comebacks. Cool combos. Boomzooka, Unleash the Hound, any rush card. But I'm not buying into it. I think the amount of setup you need, the amount of trading you need to do, won't be as often as you might think. And I know it's going to cause some controversy. But people are just stuck in this dream scenario where they get a huge Revenge of the Wild. I don't think that situation will be common enough. 25 for me. Chat, you're free to disagree with me, but let me remind you, I was the one streamer to predict that Ultimate Infestation would be powerful, so I think twice about questioning anything I say. Next up, 3 mana 0/3 Spirit of the Lynx stuff. For 1 turn, whenever you summon a beast, give it +1/+1. Obvious synergy with the Lynx legendary. It's a little expensive. You could play it and it's set up for next turn, but in general, we're not big fans of cards that have to be combo and set up, right? 5 out of 100. Spring Paw, very simple card. Just a 1 mana 1/1 Battlecry and a 1/1 Link with Rush, and it has Rush. And it's a beast. Rush is good. Cheap card is good. Gives you another card for your Quest Hunter. It's good. It's got a 90 out of 100 for me. It's a very solid card. Very good. Okay, so 1 mana Beast Within. Give a friendly beast +1/+1, then attacks a random enemy minion. AKA it translates to Either give it Rush or give it Wind Fury with the +1/+1. I don't think it's worth it, especially since you can't control where it's going. 6 out of 100. 3 mana 2 for Blood Scalp Strategist. Battlecry, if you have a weapon equipped, discover a spell. Pretty neat effect. Hunter runs Candle Shot, Eagle Horn Bow. They can't run Rock the Lar with this because it's anti-synergy. 15 out of 100. It's a decent effect, but there's a requirement set up. The stat's not that good. I would have liked it more at a 3/4. Zul'jin, the hero card. The potential is really good. I like its synergy with Secret Hunter. I like its synergy with Boomzuka and Revive the Beast. I'm a big fan. It might not be like tier 1, but the possibility and the funness, that's what I look for in a card. 89 out of 100. And that's gonna do it for the Hunters. I really like what Hunter got. The legendaries both are very interesting. The multiple beast support for Quest Hunter is there as well. And Hunter is one of the stronger decks right now in this meta, like before the expansion. So we'll definitely see a lot of Hunters in the new expansion. I'm excited. Pyromaniac, 3 mana 3/4. Whenever you hero power and kill a minion, draw a card. Obvious synergy with Odd Mage, but 3 mana 3/4 stats is underwhelming. 20 out of 100. Next, Arcanosaur, 6 mana 3/3. Battlecry, if you played an elemental last turn, deal 3 damage to all other minions elemental. First immediate comparison is Dustbreaker, but you shouldn't compare yourself to Dustbreaker. Dustbreaker is an alpha Chad. He is the most top of the top. So for 2 mana more, you're an elemental with the same stat and the same effect. On the plus side, if you played Frostlich Jaina, you will heal for every single damage dealt, right? So it could be a pseudo Reno effect. The question is elemental control mage gonna be a thing? There's quite a few support for it this time around, but I don't think it'll get there. 35 out of 100. 1/1/1. Daring Fire Eater. Battlecry, your next hero power this turn deals 2 more damage. I assume you would play this in Odd Mage, so your hero power deals 4 damage, which is pretty strong. But as itself, it's a 1/1/1. Chances are, if you're playing something like this, you're in the pseudo control realm, the slower side. Just too inefficient as a card to be worth it, in my opinion. 20 out of 100. Like all these mage cards, I like the potential, but it's just not strong enough. 0 mana, Elemental Evocation. The next elemental you play this turn costs 2 less. Innovate, but elementals only. Is Elemental Mage gonna be a thing? Elemental decks have traditionally struggled because they do a lot of decent things, but they never do a lot of great things, which is why we've never really seen a decent deck involving Elemental. 23 out of 100. 0 mana cards are never bad. Mana cheating, always good, but Elemental only, not a fan. Shan Alai, the Dragonhawk. Battlecry, if your hero power dealt 8 damage this turn, summon a Ragnaros, the Fire Lord. Now the main problem with this card is, let's say you've dealt 7 damage with your hero power, and then you play the Fire Eater to buff your hero power to 3 damage. You go for dealing 7 damage to dealing 10 damage, which means technically you've never dealt 8 damage to this game, and it'll kill your combo. But if you're playing this in Odd Mage, you essentially just need 4 hero power to get there, right? So 7 mana 4/4 summon a Rag. We like that. We like that. I'm gonna give this card a 91%. It's gonna be a hog squeeze for me. Scorch, 4 mana, deals 4 damage to a minion, cost 1 if you played an elemental last turn. Another elemental synergy card, huh? Again, really nice. Is this enough to push Elemental Mage to the good spot? Maybe it's Tempo Elemental Mage, you know? Zoo Mage? Zoo Elemental Mage? I don't think it's enough. 7 out of 100. Spirit of the Dragonhawk, 2 mana 0/3, stealth for 1 turn. Your hero power also targets adjacent minions. Could you summon 3 water elementals? Your opponent has 3/1 health minion. Your Frostlich Jaina. You play Spirit of the Dragonhawk, you hero power, and water elemental, water elemental, water elemental. But that is the dream scenario. We live in the real world where the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. This card sucks. If this was an odd cost, it'd be pretty good. But it's even. They should buff it by raising the mana cost. 2 out of 100. Blast Wave, 5 mana, deal 2 damage to all minions. Overkill, add a random mage spell to your hand. Overkill is killing a minion to the negative health. Now 2 damage isn't a lot, and you do get a card for every minion you kill. So how do you make sure you get value? Well, you gotta play stuff like Celestial Emissary, or any spell power buff. The setup is too much, the random spell is too much. If you're playing against an aggro deck already, it's not gonna make a difference. Bad. A solid 1 out of 100. Hexlord Malakras, 8 mana 5/5. Add a copy of your opening hand to your hand, except this card. 100 out of 100. You know why? Never in the history of Hearthstone could you guarantee playing Quest Mage twice in the same game. Because you play Quest, you finish it, and then you play Hexlord Malakras, and you get your quest back. You play that quest, you complete that, and then you take a third turn. That's the meme, that's the dream. YouTube clickbait. I took how many turns with Hexlord Malakras? Throw in a useful Brewmaster and baby, you got 100 turns in a row. 100 out of 100 for the YouTube income. That's a hog squeezer. Finally, Splitting Image, which is very interesting. When one of your minions is attacked, summon a copy of it. A very cool effect. I like the flavor, I like the potential. I think it is better than Effigy and Duplicate and Mirror Entity, but you get punished by Hex, cheap, silence, having a cheap minion, setting it up, having another weak minion. Yeah, it's 50, middle of the road. I don't think it'll be played, but it's never a bad card to get. Alright, that's gonna do it for the mages. Lots of elemental synergy, lots of odd elemental synergy as well. Don't think we'll see elemental mage, but I think odd mage on the other hand has quite the potential for the set. Because odd mage in the previous set was kind of like, yeah, it's decent. Odd mage has the potential to be the new archetype. Is it strong enough to be better than control mage? We'll see. Am I supposed to rate it as a whole? 63. I pulled that number out of my ass. But this is a card review, that's kind of what you do. Next up, we have Paladins. First card up, a new challenger. Discover a 6-cost minion summoner with Taunt and Divine Shield. Decent to have, but too weak to put in a constructed deck. Not good. 17 out of 100. Next, Blood Claw. 1 mana 2/2. Deal 5 damage to your hero. Ooh, 5 damage. But dealing damage to yourself isn't bad because you have heal synergy now. At 2 attack, you can kill like Flame Imps, Kel'Asath. You got options to kill, but it wouldn't be worth the trade-off. -1 out of 100 in Control Paladin. But would you play this in Aggressive Paladin? If you're an aggro deck and you're playing against another aggro deck, Blood Claw, it gives you such a huge tempo lead. I will give it 3 extra points because it might be good and odd. 2 out of 100. Immortal Prelate. I like it because of the death rattle. It's very unique. You can combo this with the new legendary card, the Undertaker, to keep essentially infinite death rattles. I like the meme, but from playability perspective, it's really bad. But there's meme value. That's worth some point. I'll give it 17.1 point for it, for the meme. So the overall score for this would be 17.2 out of 100. Next up, Faraki Battle Axe. 5 mana, 3/3 overkill. Give a minion in your hand +2/+2. Stop trying to make hand buff Paladin work. It's not going to work, Blizzard. Trash. 3 out of 100. Flash of Light. 2 mana, restore 4 health, draw a card. I actually don't mind this. Mainly because of Shivala OTK Paladin, which I am a big supporter of. I think Shivala OTK Control Paladin would be very strong. And this is a cycle with a minor heal. 70 out of 100 for a combo synergy, cycling through your deck, and could be used in a pinch to heal your minion, right? High Priest Thekko. This one has people talking. 3 mana, 3/4, decent stat. Converts all but one of your health into armor. Having more armor is always good because there's no card that exists that says destroy all armor yet. This allows you to not waste heal, you know. Is it worth it though? Because if you're playing control, chances are you're taking some damage. It does put you out of range of quite a few OTK decks as well. 82 out of 100. 82 out of 100. I like it. Shivala, 25, 7/5. Divine Shield, Rush, Lifesteal, costs 1 less for each mana you've spent on spells. Strong, but the combo is Holy Wrath for 25 damage. Here's what you do. Play Shivala for 0 mana, and then play 2 Elephants and 1 Banker. Shuffle 3 Shivalas in your deck. Holy Wrath, 50 damage. With all the tools that Control Paladin has, the potential to draw through your entire deck is good. The potential to survive long enough, use spells, is good. I'm going to call it now. Shivala OTK would be a viable deck, at least tier 2. 100 out of 100 for Shivala. 3 mana, time out. Your hero is immune until your next turn. Woo, baby! Ice block on demand. And even better, you can play this if your opponent has a huge attack turn and you won't take damage. Unlike Ice Block, who will hit you and get you low and then pop your Ice Block. This card is gonna make Control Combo OTK Paladin so good to buy one whole turn because Paladin's got quality. He's got shrink rate. They got tools for days. 99 out of 100. Sandalari Templar, 4 mana, 4/4. If you restore 10 health this game, gain +4/+4 and taunt. So similar to Hooked Reaver. Like it seems like you would want to put this into your combo OTK control deck, right? I just think it's a little pain in the butt to accomplish. I can see the potential to include it. I just think the setup requires it a little annoying. I would rather run something else. 15 out of 100. And final Paladin card. Bird of the Tiger, a 4 mana 0/3 minion. Stealth for 1 turn. After you cast a spell, summon a tiger with stats equal to its cost. Not a fan. Turn 4 you play this, you coin out Spike Ridge Steed next turn. That's your goal. That's your dream. A 6/6 tiger. And a buffed up Spirit of the Tiger. Things that don't have an immediate effect generally suck. And this most definitely generally will suck. 9 out of 100. And that's gonna do it for Paladin. I love the tools they got for control and to stay alive, to draw cards, to heal, and to OTK. So I'm excited for Shivala OTK. Moving on to Priest. Let's lead off with one Samdi, 7/7/7. Battlecry, draw a 1-cost minion from your deck until your hand is full. What minions that cost 1 do Priest run? Crystalline Oracle, Northshire Cleric, Test Subject. Northshire Cleric is pretty common, but Test Subject is in combo decks only. Well, I mean, if you play Topsy-Turvy OTK, Test Subject, Stone Tusk Boar will both be pulled from it. That's 2 combo cards right there. Yeah, not a fan. It's gonna be a dust for me. 5 out of 100. Now this plays into it a bit, like 1 mana 0/3. After a friendly minion dies, shuffle a 1-cost copy of it into your deck. And you're thinking, wow, wait a second. I can have my big minions die, and then I can shuffle them into my deck, and then I can play Bwansamdi, draw those cheap big minions, and play them for 1 mana. That is the combo they want you to do. I just think the setup involved is way too much. Although let's look at Spirit of the Dead by itself. You're playing a card to get this effect. It's very cheap, which is very nice. If you play Shadow Essence and you get this, it's a 5/5 with stealth. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. If you res it with Spellstone, it's gonna be hidden, right? It's not terrible with Big Priest, surprisingly, because of the stealth and the effect. Not bad at all. Much better than Bonsandi. This potential is very important. I'll give this a 37 out of 100. We got Princess Talanji, who's the daughter of King Rastakhan. 8 mana, 7/5. Battlecry, summon all minions from your hand that didn't start in your deck. So all those cards you shuffle in, they didn't start in your deck, right? Anything you thought steal didn't start in your deck. Devour Mind, Stonehill Defender, Ysera into Emerald Drake, Benedictus, and almost all of those effects, there's a randomness involved, right? Holy Water. Meme potential, I like. Realistic constructed potential, terrible. 2 out of 100. Alright. Grave Horror, 12 mana, 7/8. Taunt. Cost 1 less for each spell you've played this game. Not a bad effect, but what is this going into? Well, if you get 2 Radiant Elemental on the board and you got Shadow Vision in your hand and 1 Shadow Vision in your deck, you can go Shadow Vision, Shadow Vision, Shadow Vision, Shadow Vision, Shadow Vision, Shadow Vision. Shadow Vision, and play this for 0 mana. But besides that, 5 out of 100. Mass Hysteria, 5 mana, force each minion to attack another random minion. So I assume how Mass Hysteria will work is, there's a 1/2 minion, and then there's another 1/2 minion. 1/2 minion here hits this, so they're both 1/1 each. And then now the new 1/1 minion will hit this, and they both die. That sounds about right, chat? Of course, you could hit your own minion. So I like it. Even if it's not that good right now, because Psychic Scream is just insanely broken, it'll be good once Psychic Scream rotates out. So I'll give this 87 out of 100. I think it's a great board clear, but it's being held back by the fact that it's very weak against one big target. We have 0 mana, regenerate, restore 3 health. Very good, like even with Lyra. But my favorite thing is the combo with this brand new card, Archonai Phantasm. 2 mana, 3/2, Battlecry this turn. Your healing effects deal damage instead. Well, it's the same as Arcanine Soul Priest, but 2 mana cheaper. 4 mana to Eternal Servitude of Vetlin. 8 mana to Eternal Servitude of Malygos. 2 mana to play Archonai Phantasm. And then 2 regenerate for, what is that? 32 damage, which is enough to kill a full health hero. Regenerate, 70 out of 100. Phantasm, 70 out of 100. Actually, no, regenerate, let's make it 80 out of 100. It's got synergy with Lyra too. And Auctioneer. 0 mana cards are just really, really strong. Next up, we have Sandrudge, 3 mana, 3/3. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 zombie with taunt. You can cast cheap spells, but if you have cheap spells, you really would rather just combo them with something better besides summoning 1/1 taunts, right? It's just not good enough. 13 out of 100. Alright, Seance, 2 mana. Choose a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. So this is Convert, but strictly better. But being better than the most trash card in Hearthstone history is not a proud claim to make. I'll rate it more than Convert. Convert's probably a -20. I would put this at a -15. Surrender to Madness, 3 mana. Destroy 3 of your mana crystals. Give all minions in your deck +2/+2. Not only does this destroy your mana crystal, it will destroy pretty much all your chances to win. -35. And that's all the Priest card. Nothing big stands out besides Regenerate and Phantasm combo. The Death Rattle stuff, the 1-cost stuff. It's neat to have, but I don't think it's gonna create any new tier 1 deck. Let's move on to Rogues. Yar. Wait, I need to put on my eye patch for this one because it's a lot of pirate stuff. Yar. I'm also gonna do this entire review in pirate accent. Yar. We be having Cannon Barrage. It be 6 mana. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy. Repeat for each of your pirate's yard. So the max potential is what, 24 damage yard? Assuming you have 7 pirates on the board, which is really hard to pull off because at 6 mana with the pirate legendary, which summons 3 pirates, you can't even go for a combo, right? You can't go Hook Tusk into Prep Cannon Barrage unless you have a coin from Wanted. It's a little expensive. If you have a board full of pirates, I assume you're in a pretty good position. The burst potential is really nice too. I would have liked this at the 5. I didn't see too much good pirates this expansion, so I'll give it a 22 out of 100 Yar. Captain Hook Tusk, 100 of 100. I don't need to explain why. Growl the Shark, 5 mana, 2/2. You get good stats, draws you a card. So at what stat line is this good? I mean, Azure Drake was played at 5 mana, 4/4, right? And draws you a card with spell power. You need to eat something at least 3 out of 3. 5 mana, 5/5. Death Rattle gives you a card. 44 out of 100. Gurubashi Hypemon, Battlecry. Discover a 1/1 copy of a Battlecry minion. It costs 1. I like the potential. I like the memes. I hate the overcostness. That's real expensive. There's RNG involved. What's the best thing you can get? Tortolan Primalist? Kalisath? You can't even get Valspine because Valspine's a combo, not a Battlecry. That's just too expensive. I'll give it a 19 out of 100. Raiding Party. Raiding Party I actually really like. You can draw up to 3 cards with it and target specific cards. So Kingsbane you can target. But you already have Cavern Shiny Finder if you really want to target Kingsbane. I don't think Pirate deck's gonna be a thing, and I don't think this works really well in Kingsbane, but a 3 mana draw 2 pirates is nothing to scoff at. I'll give it a 37 out of 100. The only deck you'll see this in is most likely Kingsbane, because there's not enough pirates on the market right now to make a full pirate deck. Serrated Tooth. 1 mana 1/3. Give your minions rush. It's got good synergy with what? The Hench Thug. That'd be pretty cool, but it's good with the Overkill Pirate. But you gotta set it up. And it has negative synergy with your hero power too, which I really do not like. 20 out of 100. I don't like it. Oh wait, it's all minions rush. 21 out of 100. I don't like it. 4 mana 0/3. Spread out the shark. Your battle cries and combos trigger twice. Set this up on turn 7. Get a big hook tusk. You can Bowspine a minion twice too. Yeah, really expensive, and the upside's not worth it. 5 out of 100. Stolen Steel, 2 mana. Discover a weapon from another class. Ugh, so expensive. Yeah, I don't like it. I would have liked it if it was 1 mana. I would have liked it if it equipped it right away. But at 2 mana, it's just too expensive. The only thing good is Twig. You can make a highlight video. Stolen Steel into Twig of the World Tree into 10 mana on turn 6. I'll give it 10 extra points for the meme value. So 10 out of 100. Yar, walk the plank, yar. For wee price of 4 mana, you can make your opponent walk the plank, mon, and destroy an undamaged minion. 1 mana cheaper than Assassinate. Straight up trade. Decent. Hard removal. I do like the Mechatoon potential though. With only 1 Energizer, you can make your Mechatoon cost 9, and you can play Mechatoon, prep out, walk the plank for 1 mana, and Rogue has access to Myra's Unstable Element, right? Which guarantees a way to fatigue yourself instantly, so I like it. I'll give it a 69 out of 100. Here we have the last Rogue card, Blitzsail Howler, 2 mana 1/1, Rush, Battlecry. Gain +1/+1 for each other pirate you control. Not enough pirate synergy, anti-synergy with Hook Tusk. This just doesn't belong anywhere. 11 out of 100. That's it for Rogue. They're trying to introduce pirate synergy, but I think it'll take 1 or 2 more expansion to introduce enough pirates to make it work. Moving on to Shaman. Let's go. Quick. Big Bad Voodoo, 2 mana. Give a friendly minion Death Rattle. Summon a random minion that costs 1 more. Bad, we already have Ancestral Spirit, which is kind of similar to the same thing. It's less RNG, but more consistent on putting on a big guy. Remember, when you evolve something to something that costs 1 more mana, it has the potential to be bad. So if Ancestral Spirit is not being played, Big Bad Voodoo probably won't be played either. 5 out of 100. Bog Slosher, 3/3. Battlecry, return a friendly minion to your hand and give it +2/+2. Elemental. I know people might say, wow, you can put this in Shuttlewalk to increase the chances of you bouncing Shuttlewalk back. But if you really want cards that bounces cards back, you have Youthful Brewmaster, which isn't being played and it's cheaper. This does have the advantage of being really strong with Serenite Chain Gang. It's a new Zola with better stats. I can't see throwing one of these in to Shuttlewalk. It's just more option. This is better than Youthful Brewmaster, but are you that desperate for 1 more bounce effect? You could play this in addition to Zola. You can replace Zola with this too. Let's give it a 55 out of 100. Haunting Vision, 3 mana. The next spell you cast this turn costs 3 less. Discover a spell. Another way to look at it is 0 mana, discover a spell. I know it's not like a 1-to-1 thing, but if you're gonna play this, you're essentially expecting to play a spell this turn, right? It's not bad. I just don't see what this would fit into. Garbage. 19 out of 100. Not a terrible card, but you wouldn't put this in your deck. It doesn't make sense to put this in your deck. Krogwa the Frog. 6 mana, 4/6 battle card. Return all spells you play last turn to your hand. To be honest, even if you get 1 spell back, it's already value. Look at it like this. 6 mana, 4/6. Draw a Volcano. 6 mana, 4/6. Get yourself a Hex. I think it's good. There is a setup required. I don't think it's that high of a requirement, and you don't need to get huge value from this. I would say even 1 card is already worth it, and 2 card is great. I like it a lot. 85 out of 100. Big fan. 2 mana, 1/3 Lickum. Has 2 attack while you have overloaded mana crystals. What I would give for one of these in real life. I don't think this fits in control. I think it fits in aggro. 2 mana Pyroblast. Is this card good enough to be in Burn Shaman? I'll give it a 65. Because I like it in Burn. Burn Shaman makes it really strong. And remember, when you overload, it counts for 2 turns of Lickum. So you Lightning Bolt and it overloads your next turn, right? But it'll also count towards the current turn, which is really nice. And then when it's your next turn, and it's still buffing your Lickum. So remember, just one spell is worth 2 licks. Rain of Toads. This is terrible. 1 out of 100. Move on. 3 mana, 0/3. Spirit of the Frog. Stealth for 1 turn. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a spell from your deck that costs 1 more. Kind of like a Mana Tide, right? But you have to make sure everything curves out. There's conditions, quite a few conditions, like 2 conditions to meet compared to a straight up Mana Tide. Trash, I'll give it a 11 out of 100. This is just a bonus. This is what the frog looks like. It's the Poggers emote. Froggers. Totemic Smash. Right off the bat, I'm giving it 2 bonus points for the amazing art. You know, the Murloc's like, I'm gonna get crushed. There's a giant totem. It's better than Smite and can be used in OTK decks with Malagos and Eureka, which I really like. So definitely gets a few points for that too. I like it. I'll give this a 47 out of 100. Wartbringer. It's like Warbringer, but with warts. 1 mana, 2/1. Battlecry, if you play 2 spells this turn, deal 2 damage. So the thing I hate about Wartbringer is 2 spells, and the upside is 2 damage on a 2/1 body. It's so much requirement, and the upside is so little, it just doesn't seem good, even when you do pull it off. 0 out of 100. Alright, Zantimo, 3 mana, 1/3. Whenever you target a minion with a spell, it also targets adjacent one. I love the fact that this works on enemy minions and your own. Very cool. They could have just been like friendly minions only or enemy minions only, but it works on both. So good job, Blizzard. I like that. Works well with Hex, Lightning Bolt, Elemental Buff, Ancestral Spirit. I guess if you run it. Spellstone. I don't think it's great. I think it's good. Actually decent. So 55 out of 100. Alright, Warlock. 7 mana, 5/8. Blood Troll Sapper. After a friendly minion dies, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Terrible. If it's all minions, this would be much more interesting because you can get some big defile combo. But if it's only friendly minion, trash. 0 out of 100. Next, Demon Bolt. Destroy a minion. Cost 1 less for each minion you control. I think at 4 mana, it's okay. 5 mana kind of bad. 2 mana is good. You wouldn't run this in Zoo. You'd rather run Silences like Owl or Soulfire. Trash. 5 out of 100. Grim Rally. For 1 mana, you can destroy a friendly minion, give your minions +1/+1. Zoo synergy card. Might incentivize you to put in Devil's Sword Egg. I don't think it's worth it. Gonna call this trash as well. 5 out of 100. Next up, High Priestess Jack Click. 4 mana, 3/4. Taunt Lifesteal. When you discard this, add 2 copies of it to your hand. 4 mana, 3/4 with Taunt and Lifesteal isn't bad. I think discard synergy is not quite there yet, so 15 out of 100. For now, this expansion is not the expansion for discard Warlock just yet. Hyreek the Bat. 8 mana, 1/1. Fill your board with copies of this minion. Terrible. Omega Agent seems better than this. You need to play Hand Buff or Kalisath or have this be on the left side when you play Soul Infusion. Really weak against board clears. 0 out of 100. Reckless Diatro. A 3 mana, 2/6 taunt. Battlecry, discard your lowest cost card. Besides Clutch Mother off the top of my head and Hyreek, I don't know what else you would want to discard. If Silverware Golem was still around, I think it'd just be pretty nice. Bad. 15 out of 100. When they do finally introduce better discard synergy cards, I think all of these guys will get a raise in power. But for now, bad. Shriek. 1 mana. Discard your lowest cost card. Deal 2 damage to all minions. This I like. It's a 1 mana Demon Wrath at the cost of a card, and Warlock has a lot of cards because of the hero power. And since this discards your lowest cost card, you can control what you throw away. Defile is gonna be the bread and butter as usual, but Shriek itself would be a good replacement one day. I'll give it a 90 out of 100. Coming up next, Soul Warden 666. Battlecry. Add 3 random cards you discarded this game to your hand. It's good value, but I don't think this card is gonna reach there yet. Comes with refill potential. I'll give this one a decent score, 30 out of 100. Spur out the bat, 2 mana, 0/3. Stealth for 1 turn. After a friendly minion dies, give your minion in hand, +1/+1. If this was all minions in hand, +1/+1, maybe we can talk. But it's just a single minion. Bad. 10 out of 100. Void Contract, 8 mana. Destroy half of each player's deck. Usually, the Warlock player is the one fatiguing first, so 0 out of 100. And it's 8 mana. Not only is it usually gonna kill you first, it's also 8 mana. So yeah, that's it for Warlock. They're adding discard synergy cards, but I think it'll be more relevant in the next 2 expansion. It's not there yet. Maybe a couple of things they can use for Zoo. Zoo's already one of the top tier decks, so I'm a little worried if Zoo gets too powerful. And finally, we have Warrior. Akali the Rhino, 8 mana, 5/5 rush. Overkill, draw a rush minion from your deck and give it +5/+5. I'm gonna give this card a -20 to start off with because it's gonna mess with my Akali porn searches on Google. Not a big fan of that. As a card alone, it's a little expensive at 8 mana, and you gotta overkill something. If you have Dr. Boom, I think this makes every mech card in your deck a target. It's really hard to judge. I'm 20 out of 100. I lean towards bad. Devastate. 1 mana. Deal 4 damage to a damaged minion. I guess the main question is, what would you replace? My gut instinct tells me it's serviceable. I'll say 70 out of 100. Call me crazy. Dragon Roar. 2 mana Dragon Roar. Add 2 dragons to your hand. Random dragons. I think Dragon Synergy, the dragon cards Warrior got, are all pretty strong. It by itself isn't strong, but the reason why I think it will be strong is because I think the Dragon Synergy stuff is extremely good. Not Dragon Operative level, but almost there. So 85 out of 100. Ember Scale Drake, 5 mana, 5/5 Battlecry. If you're holding Dragon, gain 5 armor. This is better than Shield Maiden by 1 if you trigger it. 80 out of 100. A solid card. It's also a dragon, so it'll trigger other Dragon Synergy cards. Heavy Metal, 6 mana, summon a random minion with cost equal to your armor. Geosculptor Yip on a stick. When I see the card Heavy Metal, I turn my car around and hit the pedal and drive away from it because it's so garbage. 10 out of 100. Overlord's Whip, 3 mana, 2/4. After you play a minion, deal 1 damage to it. Now this, people debate it. She likes getting whipped. Eternium Rover, Grim Patron, Frothing Berserker, they all want to get whipped. A lot of this I like. You know, it competes with Blood Razor a little bit. Call me crazy, I think it's good. I would give it a 75 out of 100. So this is the insane dragon card I was talking about. Smolderthorn Lancer, 3 mana, 3/2, comes with an Execute. For 1 mana more, you get a 3/2 body. Which is why I think dragon decks will be strong, because this is an insanely powerful effect. I'll give it a 93 out of 100. In dragon decks, obviously, by itself, it's crap. Spirit of the Rhino. Stealth. For 1 turn, your rush minions are immune this turn. This works with all Dr. Boom mechs. Oh, this made an appearance in the trailer? Here, oh no, he's putting it down. This thing is this thing. The trash. Yeah. Oh yeah, this card is garbage. 10 out of 100. Soul Thrace, 6 mana, 4/4 overkill. You may attack again. Fool's Bane with a condition, but more damage and durability. Can play an Odd Warrior. You like Odd Warrior because you have so much armor. You can use armor as a resource. Yeah, not good. 13 out of 100. And finally, the Warrior Legendary. Warmaster Wound. 4/4/3 Battlecry copy. All dragons in your hand. This lets you have a lot of dragons to use. So much value, especially if you're collecting dragons. And we already think dragon will be strong. So let me rate this card in the form of a rap. War Master Boon will be a great boon. 85 out of 100. Let's go. Neutrals. Woo! Speedrun. 5 mana, 3/8. Snapjaw Shellfighter. Whenever an adjacent minion takes damage, this minion takes damage instead. Here's how you break the game. You get a Snapjaw Shellfighter, and you get a Snapjaw Shellfighter, right? So this guy takes damage, and this guy absorbs this. This guy absorbs this, and this guy absorbs this damage. Like boom, 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 and it blows up Hearthstone, and you win the game. 1,000 out of 100. Now, bad card. 5 out of 100. Amani Warbear, a neat arena card, terrible and constructed. 1 out of 100. 4 mana, 2/3. Battle Cry. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. Arena Fanatic. Might be strong in Arena. I don't know anything about Arena. Trash and constructed. 5 mana, 3/3. Arena Patron. Overkill. Summon another Arena Patron. I like the reference to the old Grim Patron, but this is just terrible. Oh yeah, I would love to hear its multiple voice, because I'm sure they have a reference. Everyone, come over here. 5 out of 100. Arena Treasure Chest. 4 mana, 0/4. Draw 2 cards. Ooh. I like it because you can buff it up as Priest. And if your opponent kills it, you paid 4 mana to draw 2 and heal 4. It will be for very, very, very meme decks. Like, extremely meme decks. There's use cases for this. I would say 15 out of 100. Banana Buffoon. 3 mana, 2/2. Battlecry. Add 2 bananas to your hand. Ooh, I like this. Quest Mage is still in rotation, you know. But you guys might have forgot. People haven't played Quest Mage in a while. We run Kabbalah's Tome for 3 expensive spells at 5 mana that doesn't have a body. This costs 3 mana, gives you 2 1-mana spell that you can play for free on the turn you drop Sorcerer's Apprentice or at any point, right? For 1 mana. And it comes with a 2/2 body. I love it. I'm not biased, you know, I'm not like the biggest Quest Mage fanboy or anything. But this card is 200 out of 100, and this is the best card of the set ever. Belligerent Gnome. 2 mana, 1/4. Taunt. Battlecry. If your opponent has 2 or more minions, gain +1 tag. It's a bad card, but it could have been stronger a little bit. I guess if it wasn't a Battlecry. 10 out of 100. 2 mana, 3/3. Battlecry. Give your opponent a coin. You play this, you play King Mukla, and you play Shadowwalk. You don't kill them with Life Drinker, you kill them by filling their hand with garbage forever. But by itself, it's bad. 5 out of 100. Crazy Ankle Biter. 2 mana, 2/1. Lifesteal. Battlecry, deal 1 damage. 3 out of 100. Crowd Roaster. 7 mana, 7/4. Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, deal 7 damage to an enemy minion. It's a dragon. Strong in Dragon Warrior, I imagine. We've seen something similar in the form of Blaze Caller. The problem with Elemental is the fact that you always have to set up an Elemental before makes it so hard. I'll give this a 87 out of 100 because I think you will run 2 of these in your dragon decks. The Undertaker. 8 mana, 8/5. Battlecry. Gain the death rattle effects of 3 friendly minions that died this game. Neat. You can combo this with Immortal Prelate and have an Undertaker that keeps stacking death rattle buffs over and over and over and over again. Use it with Hadronox. Death Rattle Hunter. Carnivorous Cube won't work though. Savannah Highmane. So I think the viability of this card is 0. I think the amount of money I can make off interaction videos about this card is 100. So playability, 0 out of 100. Money making potential, 100 out of 100. Dozing Marksman. 2 mana, 0/4. Has +4 attack while damaged. 2 mana, 4/4 is strong, but it's not 2 mana, 4/4, is it? You gotta figure out a way to damage it, because your opponent ain't gonna hit it. So that's why you whip it. Yeah, even with the whip, it's not that good. 1 out of 100. Ooh, Dragon. 5 mana, 3/6. Dragon. Battlecry. Deal 1 damage to all other minions. On one hand, Dragon. On the other hand, is it good enough of a dragon to be included? I don't think so. I'll give it a 15 out of 100. Ricari Trickster. 3 mana, 3/4. Battlecry. Give each player a copy of a random card from their opponent's deck. Oh, fun. But it's just Spellsinger, and that wasn't played. 5 out of 100. 2 extra points for meme value. 7 out of 100. 2/2/2. Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, discover spell. I can see Warriors running this to help early trades, and it cycles itself. I like it. 60 out of 100. Former champ. We've seen a card like this every expansion. Never gets played. The only funny thing is when someone evolves into it. 4 mana, 4/5, Grifta. Discover 2 cards, give 1 to your opponent at random. Not good, but hilarious. We'll probably see some kind of YouTube clickbait at some point. You won't believe what card Grifta gave me. I want this card from Grifta. You guys know how it works. Gurubashi Chicken. Not gonna comment on it. It's garbage. 0 out of 100. Gurubashi Offering. Interesting. What's this? 1 mana 0/2. At the start of your turn, destroy this and gain 8 armor. It gets 1 point for being neat. 1 out of 100. 10 mana 9/6. Death Rattle. Shuffle a Corrupted Blood into each player's deck. When they draw a Corrupted Blood, they take damage and then 2 more Corrupted Blood goes into it. If Hakar was a battle cry instead of a death rattle, I would have loved it. It would be so strong against fatigue decks. So because it's a death rattle, it can be silenced, it can be polymorphed, it could be ignored, it can be frozen, it can be everything. 15 out of 100. The only points I give it is because of the cool combos you can pull off. So you go Hakar, innovate, naturalize, and then naturalize. There's your dream combo. Ooh, here's the cute card of the expansion. 1/1, Helpless Hatchling. Death Rattle, reduce the cost of a beast in your hand by 1. I would have liked it if it's all your beast, but a little tempo advantage. Not worth it though. 2 points for being cute. 2 out of 100. Ice Cream Peddler. 4 mana 3/5. Battlecry, if you control a frozen minion, gain 8 armor. A little understated. Wait, you have to control a frozen minion? What? So you can't even play this like Freeze Mage. Blizzard, why not just make it so if there's a frozen minion, gain +8 armor? They are telling you you have to freeze your own minion. Tells it combos with cryostasis. You're not wrong. -1 out of 100. Blizzard, just make it every minion. I guess in Freeze Mage Wild, it would actually be a little strong. You gain 8 armor from it. Line Kraka, 7 mana 5/10. Overkill, double this minion's attack. 10 out of 100. Mass Contender, 3 mana 2/4. Battlecry, if you control secret, play a secret from your deck. I talked about this. I like it. I like it in Secret Hunter. I like it in Secret Mage. 72 out of 100. Mojo Master Zihi. Battlecry, set each player to 5 mana crystal. This is just strictly good against the Ramp Druid, right? Because you play it on curve, you lose 1 mana, but your opponent will lose 4 mana. Or 3 mana. Pretty nice, but what if you're playing against someone else who's not a druid? I think this is really cool. I think this belongs in like aggressive decks, and you want to prevent your opponent from hitting their power spike. So if you're going up against big mage and they're about to hit turn 7 to flame strike, it's like, sorry, you got 6 mana next turn. I like it. Solid is the word. I'll give it a 70 out of 100. Mosh Og Announcer. Typical ogre flavored minion. Terrible. 3 out of 100. High taunt, but not very good. Arena card. Pack filler. 0 out of 100. 4 mana 3/2 Murloc Tasty Fin. Death Rattle, draw 2 Murlocs from your deck. That doesn't fit anywhere. 1 out of 100. Undasta. 9 mana 7/7 Rush. Overkill, summon a beast from your hand. I like this. Huge tempo gains. It has to belong to a deck which runs beast. I see it in Druid sometimes. I'll see it in Hunter sometimes. Maybe Warrior for Akali. Yeah, I'll give it a 95 out of 100 because it fits into one of the best decks around. Katarina, Death Rattle Hunter. It just makes a tier 1 deck even better. Tortoise. Deal 5 damage. 3 mana 3/5. Could you play this in mid-range Hunter to curve into Hellmaster? I think it's got potential. An even 70 out of 100. Coming up. Rabble Bouncer. 2/7 taunt, cost 1 less for each enemy. Overcosted. Even if you get it up for 4 mana, won't be that good. 2 out of 100. Regenerating Thug. 4 mana 3/5. At the start of your turn, restore 2 health. Not good. Minions generally don't survive for more than a turn. Maybe 2 if they're lucky, but sometimes they don't even get damage. 2 out of 100. Rumble Tusk Shaker. Summon 3/2 Rumble Tusk Breaker. 4 mana 6/4 worth of stats across 2 bodies. But Death Rattle, so it respawns. Not terrible, not good enough for constructed though. 7 out of 100. Saturday Taskmaster is something people have been discussing. Because is it good enough as an aggro card? It has a negative downside. It's got good stats. But the death rattle is the negative downside. So your opponent still has to kill it. Would you play this in Zoolock? Along with Flame Imp? I like it in aggro. I like it. 81 out of 100. Scarab Egg. 2 mana 0/2. Death rattle summon 3/1/1 scarabs. Yeah, I lean towards it being bad. 11 out of 100. Serpent Ward. Interesting. 2 mana 0/2. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to enemy hero. Don't think there's a neutral totem before. Cool. It's terrible. 1 out of 100. Shark Fin Fan. This one we can have a discussion about. It is similar to Hench Thug, which as we know is one of the best card for Rogue. It's a pirate, which helps. Doesn't fit in odd decks, which is the main aggro deck right now. Curves awkwardly with regular Rogue unless you coin the hero power. I'll give it a 30 out of 100. The effect is nice, but it's a little too weak. Shield Breaker. 2 mana 2/1. Battlecry. Silence an enemy minion with taunt. Pretty cool. Because you can get rid of the Void Lord, get rid of the Lich King stats. I would have liked a better stat line on this, like a 2 mana 2/3 or a 2 mana 2/2. But a 2 mana 2/1 just makes it look way too situational. 5 out of 100. Sightless Ranger. 5 mana 3/4 with Rush. Overkill. Summon 2 bats. 3 out of 100. What are bats gonna do? Next up, Soup Vendor. 2 mana 1/4. Whenever you restore 3 or more health to your hero, draw a card. I like this card with the Priest one, the 0 mana regenerate, because it essentially cycles itself, right? I also like it with the Paladin 2 mana heal. Cards that cycle itself and have a decent stat line can find its way to a combo deck. But by itself, it's pure garbage. 20 out of 100. The extra points is for the ability to cycle in your heal decks. Spell Zerker, 2 mana 2/3, has spell power damage plus 2 while damage. Not good. Okay stat line, but it's hard to get it damaged and survive, and you have to be holding spells. Trash. 1 out of 100. Next. Ticket Scalper, 4 mana 5/3, overkill. Draw 2 cards. It's a pirate. Good synergy with Hook Tusk, but not enough pirates in the game to justify Hook Tusk, which means you can't justify Ticket Scalper yet. Bad and constructed. 3 out of 100. Next. Untamed Beastmaster, 3 mana 3/4. Whenever you draw a beast, give it +2/+2. Decent stat line. Needs to be comboed. Can we see this in the deck with Master's Call? No, because the whole point of playing Master's Call is not running any beast. Untamed Beastmaster might have synergy with Beast, but it's not a beast in itself. So, I don't like it. 5 out of 100. Halftime Scavenger, 4 mana 3/5. Stealth, overkill, gain 3 armor. I like the stealth actually. For OTK Priest, back in the olden days, people ran 5 mana 5/5 Stealth Tiger just to Divine Spirit it for an OTK. This is 1 mana cheaper. Other than that, I wouldn't use this for anything else. 15 out of 100. And finally, Water Boy, the boy who brings water. Battlecry, your next hero power this turn costs 0. Not good. 3 out of 100. And there you have it, guys, my review for all the upcoming Hearthstone cards in the new expansion. Keep in mind, I have the mindset of Constructed and how powerful these cards will be in this set. It is possible that the rotation kicks in next year and makes a lot of these cards powerful, but we're thinking just the next 4 months. Overall, the power level of this set seems a little low, which is understandable because it looks like they want to keep the power low so that when the rotation kicks in, everything's not just, oh, you have to have the sets from this year. So Witchwood was underwhelming, Boomsday, and this set is underwhelming, which makes them bad because they have to compete with, Kobolds and Catacomb and Frozen Throne, which are all super strong. But in the next rotation, the power level will be lower, and they can kind of balance around it. So don't expect any crazy powerful decks to come up. There'll be new types, but it's going to be hard to compete with the existing power. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Come back in about 2 months and look at this video and realize that This Guy's Toast was not wrong about a single card. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Lights out.